Mark Pope and the Kentucky Wildcats get back in the win column, taking down South Carolina. A big bounce-back win heading into a big-time matchup coming up tomorrow on Tuesday as the Cats look to sweep the Vols. We're going to break down the win over South Carolina and preview the Tennessee game on today's episode of the Wildcats Today Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, writer over at Kentucky Wildcats on SI. Joined, as always, by Carson Nash. Carson, the Birds won yesterday. I know you fired up about that. How was the watching the game experience?
Yeah, it was awesome. Probably the least stressful Eagles game all season, to be honest. So I was coasting after halftime and got to enjoy every bit of that. So it was awesome.
When they called that OPI on AJ Brown, I went, here we go. It's starting early. It's starting early for old Mahomes.
I did too. I was like,
yeah, because that was so soft. When the referee guys, like, they gave me the explanation and it's just stupid, bad call.
Yeah.
So that was bad OPI call. But Carson, I think everything we wanted to see Kentucky do on Saturday against the Gamecocks, they did. It was a game where we were begging for defense. We were begging to see, hey, could we stop Colin Murray-Boyles? And 5 of 13 for 14 points, I'll take that all day long. Kentucky, with Lamont Butler back on the floor, found a way to – I thought they were going to win, but I wanted a win that I could kind of get back to having some kind of belief in this defense. Our defense was like 122 in KenPom heading into this game. It's bumped all the way up to 90. South Carolina's only scored less than 57 points once this season. Our defense was damn good in this game. I was really proud of the way we showed up in that one. So, Carson, what were your takeaways from this big win?
Yeah, I mean, you have to talk about defense. Anytime you hold a team to 57, especially an SEC team, you're going to win. You're going to win. So that was huge. Seeing Lamont come out there and be himself was awesome to see. Glad he's back and fully healthy. That adds a whole nother piece to our team. I thought it was a defensive identity switch too, because I just felt like we were way more active on the defensive end. We were always constantly moving our feet. It looked like we really Pope harped on them hard. It looked like, and they showed improvement, and I was really excited by that.
You know what got me excited? A shot clock violation on the other team. I like that. We need more of that. We had multiple, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We had multiple, and one of them came early in the game.
Yeah, I think it was the first freaking possession.
Yeah, I think it might have been the first possession.
I was so proud of this team. I love, and I know it's South Carolina. I get that, and we need to prove it again on Tuesday. But I like seeing that we can do it, and it's when we do it, and I think it proves why having Lamont Butler back out there matters so much. I also thought, I know he only scored 9 points, but I thought Andrew Carr is getting closer to looking like himself again.
His movement.
Yeah, he's not fast, but he's quicker than he was. I think he's looking a little bit better, and that's huge as well. What about BG? We've got him down in the corner right now. What were your thoughts on that game?
The Rupp Arena MVP dunk cam, BG. I think, like we've said, this dude is going to be special here. Whether that be coming up in the future based off after this game, or if it's later on down the line. But he is very, very talented, and also the funniest player on the court, because getting a technical at that point in the game for doing a shot, I don't know, BG makes me laugh so hard, but hell of a game from him. Looked dominant while doing so. So huge for us.
Oh, look, Carson, Not Wildcats Today liked our tweet.
No.
I wonder who runs that. Everyone go follow Not Wildcats Today. It is our parody account. We actually do not run, but he's been on the podcast before. There's your hint. It's not us, and it's not John Neighbors.
Not like us.
No. Yeah, that was funny too. I don't really understand all that, what was going on there, but I enjoyed that.
The Kendrick Drake
he doesn't like Drake.
Brought to center stage.
And I don't really know. I don't get it, but I enjoyed it. I liked when he say Drake, and he looked right. I was kind of beast. That was pretty cool.
How about Serena Williams just having a cameo?
I didn't know that either. So she used to date Drake. Now we're turning into like an Access Hollywood podcast. But that was a dunk on Drake having his ex-girlfriend there. I don't know
It's
much
crazy.
about what's going on with all that, but that's pretty funny to me. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever this team finds a way to play that type of defense, we're going to win a lot of games. And you now got to roll this over against Tennessee team that is not great offensively, and you've got to find a way to play more great defense against them at home. So, I mean, I was happy with the way Otega-Oweh played. And what you found out about him is it doesn't matter when he's always going to get it done. Doesn't matter when he gets it done. I believe he had 2 first half points and then 15 second half points.
Yeah, he was very slow in the first half.
But he was efficient. He was 6 of 10. It wasn't like he was 5 of 22 to get 70 points.
That's the best version of Otega-Oweh is the patient takes what he's given and executes when he gets it.
He made a 3. That was exciting. Did anyone end up betting on that at the house? I can't remember.
No, you were like, don't take it.
No, what I said was don't take Lamont assists, and he only had 3.
Actually, you also said don't take the 1 Otega 3. We can.
Okay.
Okay. He's in the booth.
Under
review.
But what about an interesting? What about Ainsley? He's been really quiet. When it's instincts because he was red hot. I mean, he's goosed in 2 straight games against Ole Miss. He pulled out what was that guy's name? Tony Snell.
Tony Snell, yeah.
He pulled a Tony Snell against Ole Miss.
29 minutes,
0 in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's in his last 2 games. He has not made a shot. He has 0 points in both games. And 2 rebounds, 1 assist in those 2 games. I mean, that's not
and it's ideal. Not even like he's shooting that much either. Yeah. It's just he's not shooting. Like he just and when he shoots, he misses. But it's not
a good defender. So it's like
I know.
He's not making shots. What is he bringing to the team out there? Because he's not a good defender. So it's like I think if you go look at the Evan Maya, like his defensive rating is like negative 810. It's like really rough. I'll go pull it up. It's just you see. So and I love Ainsley. Might be one of my.
I love Ainsley.
I love him. There was nothing that makes me happier than an Ainsley Almanor 3. I mean, it's just a ton of fun when he is nailing shots. But once again, he's got to start to find a way to do that more consistently, and I think at times this year he has struggled to do that, and at times this year he's been good. But I mean, I do think that it does matter here. So I think that he needs to get back hot. We need him back hot, and he hasn't been in a few games. The Evan Maya stats actually think that we're going to lose by 2 points to Tennessee. We'll get to that game in a minute. But I mean, when you get, I believe it was 39 points from your bench, right? 20, 29. Yeah, 39 bench points. That means you got 39 of your 80. You got 1 point under 50%. Look at that. Look at the kid firing on all cylinders math-wise today. When you get 39 bench points from this team, you're going to win a lot of games. A lot of games. And when 15 of those come from BG, because you still get 10 from Kobe Brea, that will
you want to hear the coolest thing?
What?
I think you could have an argument for putting Kobe Brea down in that corner, and you're saying, wow, but Kobe only had 10 points, 6 assists, 0 turnovers, and 5 rebounds from a bench guy. That is huge.
Pope was adamant about how great he was defensively as well in this game. And I'd have to – I'll rewatch the game.
He looked like a different Kobe Brea, honestly. His – I don't know. He just seemed way more excited, wanted to be there more. I don't know what it was, but he had a bolt of energy in him, and he lit it up.
I'm with you. Do you have any concerns with Jackson's wrist injury? We'll find out tonight with the injury report if he's questionable, if he's healthy. He did seem to hurt it at the tail end of that game. So do you have any concerns going forward with that?
Well, I mean, you're always a little concerned when it's a right hand or wrist injury because it would limit his shooting.
Yeah.
But with them not saying anything about it now, I don't really know because I know he did re-injure it and he also didn't play his best game.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think he'll probably still play because I mean,
But don't be
Tennessee.
surprised to see Jackson Robinson questionable tonight when that injury report comes out.
Yeah.
I just, I could see it happening. He did not look himself. To me, I think he looked fine. I mean, he didn't hit shots. Did that play a role? I don't know. I'm not Jackson Robinson. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, and kudos to Jax, because even
playing through it, man.
Yeah, with playing through it and not hitting your shots, you had 4 assists, 0 turnovers, and 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
So making a difference in other ways is how good teams operate. So shout out to Jax.
And yet we turned the ball over a whopping total of 9 times, which is not bad. Once again, anytime you turn the ball over less than 10 times, we are going to take that.
That too. And we're back to seeing 19 assists in the assist category. That had been a little bit of time before that was up that high.
Yeah.
So that's really, really good to see. And I think part of that is you get Lamont back. Lamont's really the guy on your team that can get anywhere he wants on the court at all times. And that opens the spacing tremendously. So passing the ball becomes a whole lot easier when you got someone that can get in the lane.
Well, to me, what's interesting about the 19 assists too is they kind of came from places you don't always expect. I mean, you only get 2 from Amari Williams. You only get 3 from your main point guard in Lamont Butler. Jackson Robinson gives you 4 assists. Kobe Bray gives you 6 assists. Colin Chandler gives you an assist. I mean, like, you're getting assists from places he got an assist in his 2 minutes of play. So, I mean, you're getting assists from places you don't always anticipate getting assists, and that is huge. So, I mean, I loved that. And when I saw Jackson was questionable for this game, I was a little concerned because I was like, okay, if he and Lamont don't play, I don't even know what you do. So I was like, we got to have one of them. So when Lamont was healthy, I'm like, okay, that's okay. Mm-hmm. If Jackson's not going to play, I need a big game from Kobe, but we'd rather both of them. So, I mean, this team I think is getting close. The closest it's been to 100% in a long time. Hopefully, you see Kerr at some point. I don't feel confident in that. I feel like no news is starting to become bad news. I've heard some stuff, but it's the same old. It's he hasn't returned. I don't have a great feeling about that.
I agree with you.
But we're the closest to healthy I think we've been in 3-4 weeks.
I agree with you.
That's a good thing going into a big stretch of games for us.
And becoming healthier gets easier when you have players who have stepped up a little bit. Let me throw a name out there for you. I want you to talk about him for a little bit. How about Mr. Trent Noah?
Yeah. I mean, another game where he gives you 13 minutes. Those 5 points both came in garbage time, right?
Yeah.
Not the minutes, the points did. But the rebounds are what I care about. The rebounds did. Points came in garbage time, but still good for him for scoring. But the rebounds, he was killing it on the glass as he has every time he's got an opportunity. 2 of those rebounds were on the offensive glass. We're a team that doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds. If you can get Trent Noah, the Mountain Mamba, to come in and give you a couple offensive boards every game, it's just, I mean, get this team the number 2 offense in college basketball. Give us as many more shots as possible. Every offensive rebound is an extra shot that we get to take, an extra opportunity to score points. And Trent Noah, at the Vandy game you and I were at, he finds ways to get rebounds on the offensive glass because he's sneaky. He slithers in and gets them. I mean,
he's the loose ball king, and our team struggles at getting loose balls, and he seems like he gets every single one of them.
And he can shoot the rock. So, I mean, I'm pro.
He got wrapped. Like, when that thing goes up, I think it's in every time.
Yeah, that kid's going to be a star in the future. I'll tell you that. We also were 12 or 13 to the free throw line. Not a lot of free throws, but I'll take, for example, they were 15 to 23. I mean, you take that. No, once again, you held a team in South Carolina who on the season shoots 32% from 3, which is not a great number, but they have a lot of guys who can shoot, and you hold them to, I believe, 4 for 22. I mean, you'll take that all day long. And they held Thomas, their good shooter, to 1 of 6 from 3.
3 of 12 total. That's
their bench. Here's their bench from 3. 0 for 1, 0 for 3, 0 for 2, 0 for 2. So you didn't get any Ugasuk threes. He goes 0 for 3. I was very excited about that. I was very adamant about Ugasuk every time on Saturday. I just felt an Ugasuk 3 coming. I let everyone at your house know that. It's like, Ugasuk.
Yeah, you were letting us know his last name.
I thought he was going to make one. I thought he was due. So, but for me to wrap this game up before we talk about Tennessee, big win, great defensive effort. Lamont's back, huge for us. Needed the momentum win. They're not a great team. That's the reality, but who gives a damn? We needed to find a way to win a game, get a little momentum heading into this massive showdown coming up tomorrow night. So, Carson, final thoughts on South Carolina. We'll talk about this game against the Vols.
Yeah, huge that you can hold a team to 57 points after all of the talk and how bad the defense has been recently. That seems like a switch. If we can build on that, that would be absolutely huge because that's all we need. All we need is a good defense and watch out.
Yeah, you are exactly right about that. Getting ready to play Tennessee. You beat the Vols in Knoxville the other day. Probably the biggest win of the season at this point that game was. And now you have an opportunity for something that I would really enjoy, which is a sweep. I would love to be able to open up the podcast on whatever day we end up Thursday with the broom sweeping. Yeah. That is the ideal goal. And we have a chance to do that if we show up and beat them. So we beat them 78-73 in Knoxville without Lamont, without Andrew Carr, besides the 1 minute where he got dunked on about 2 seconds. You get a big game from Brea, 18 points on 5 of 5 shooting. Jackson gives you 17. You only get – so we won that game without Lamont, without Andrew Carr, and with 7 bench points, which I get. You know, we were without guys, but still. And you find a way to win. So, and in that game, Carson, and this is what scares me a little bit, we held Chaz Lanier and Zakai Ziegler to a combined 4 of 21 from 3, which is, I mean, talk about the possession ends here. I mean, my goodness. But I don't like that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, they shot like crap. Now, Zakai Ziegler, I mean, he could – I don't want to snake bite us by saying how bad he is, but that dude just sucks. Zakai Ziegler is right up there with Wade Taylor. I know Wade Taylor's played a little bit better. Texas A&M might actually be pretty good, but
there's a whole bunch of them out there nowadays. You got Caleb Love running it up still. Yeah. You got Zakai Ziegler. You got Wade Taylor. It's like the most inefficient players you've ever seen.
Yeah, and I think Zakai Ziegler is the best worst player I've ever seen in my life. And I get that he gets
exactly. You can say that about all 3 of those guys.
Yeah. I mean, he's just, he's a good, the assists are great. Okay, cool. He 7.5 assists per game. He's a great passer, but he's also like 5'2". And I mean, it's just, and I don't understand. He gets a lot of steals. Yes. But then he does get bullied on defense a lot too. Steals aren't the only category that matter defensively. It's like a center getting a lot of blocks doesn't make you an elite center.
Well, that's what I used to get mad about with Ashton Hagans. Like, he would get 6 steals a game, but sometimes he would overcommit and he would let up easy layups. And you're like, well, the steals don't always matter.
Yeah. Because we could just get a stop with just flat out defense. You don't steals do lead to run outs and all that. I understand. But so, I mean, I'm cool with Zakai Ziegler shooting 1 of 11. I think, he probably improved his percentage a little bit there. So obviously that's a joke, but not really. But that scares me, Carson. I don't like that those 2, Lanier and Ziegler, did not have their best shooting days from 3 because, are they due? Will the due factor come into play?
Yeah, no, yes, I think Chaz will definitely have a better game. We'll wait and see on Zakai, But, yeah, Chaz is the guy that was really uncharacteristic last time against us. But I also think we did a good job at our game plan because he also didn't take that many shots. It was more Zakai that was the runner and gunner. That's what you want. You want Zakai to shoot more than Lanier. If you get Zakai to shoot a little more than Lanier, you're in a good place. But since losing to us, Tennessee has beat Florida, Missouri, and Oklahoma in a row. So they're on a hot streak. So look for them to be pissed off coming into this one. And give it their all. So I am concerned that the due is going to be a case, but I don't know. I think if you play them the way you did last time defensively, I think that's probably the best game plan you can scheme against them because letting Zakai shoot the ball is what you need to do.
I mean, I don't know how much folks care about the SEC tournament. Of course, we're going down there, so we care about it. But I mean, looking We are currently, I guess, based on standings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's no way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're 11th, I guess, right now. Now, there's also Vandy's 5-5, as is Mississippi State and us. I think if you win this game, Tennessee, you're 6-5. Tennessee's 7-5. They must not have had their bye yet, because or 7-4. So they played 11 games. We've played 10, so they haven't had their bye yet.
Yeah.
But you beat Tennessee. You've got the same amount of losses as them. I think Mississippi State's going to keep falling. I think so is Vandy. I think Missouri, I think they're good, but I don't think they're elite. I think we can work in. I don't know if we get in that top 4. I just think Auburn and Bama are probably gone unless they beat each other up and each give each other a loss, which is possible. Florida put belt to ass against Auburn, and I think that they're looking good. But then also that same Florida team got railed by Tennessee. Like, SEC is just weird this year. But I think you win this game.
Florida put up 44 points against Tennessee.
Yeah.
44 points.
So, which we know how good they are defensively, but not holding that offense to 44 points good. Like, that's great. I don't know if we get back into the top 4, but I think we can get to that 5-6 spot.
It looks like everything right now is all jumbled. So, and
it is.
This is a war in this conference right now.
Yeah.
So you never know who's going to get taken out next. It's going to be insane seeing this wind down because everyone's so close together, other than Auburn and Alabama at this point, because they're both 9-1. No one's really threatening them at the moment with 7-3 as the second place. So
we're not going to win. We're not going to win the damn.
No. We're not going to win the SEC
outright, but we could get that top 4 seed in the tournament.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think the thing, I care about it. I mean, we're there, fans care about it.
The players care about it too. Like, you get extra rest. You don't have to play as many good teams because, I mean, if you're playing on Wednesday or Thursday night of the SEC, you'll probably match up against like a Texas or an Arkansas, and both those teams are good. Like, those teams can beat you. I know. I want to play Arkansas.
I also want to play Georgia. They're on my – I want to play Vandy again, but we, of course, do.
Yeah.
Because we owe those frat boys one that were yelling at us when we were leaving the game. So – I think if we can get, I have a feeling we're going to play on Thursday in the SEC tournament. But this game, I think if you want to have a chance, I've looked, now nobody has an easy path left. I think though, I'll tell you this, I think compared to some others, Kentucky's is more, it's pretty manageable. The trip to Tuscaloosa scares me. I think you should beat Oklahoma. I think you should beat Vandy at home. I think we should beat Texas and Austin on Saturday. Auburn at home, that's going to be interesting. I think we should beat LSU at home. I still think we'll end up beating Missouri on the road. I think that we're going to finish this thing out strong as we're getting healthier. If we win, okay, here's my question for you, Carson. We finish out, let's say, which I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I promise you this will not be easy. But if we go 6-2 to finish things out in our next 8 games, where do you think we are in the SEC tournament? What would you our seed?
6-2.
That make us 11.
11-7.
Which I think 5-3 is more realistic. But let's dream and say 6-2. 7 losses. Because I just think that's
going to put you right on that weird line, like where you're saying it. I think it'll be like right on that 4 or 5, like right on the cusp for that. If you're 6-2, I think, and you get some help from some other teams, I think you could be right there.
Yeah. I think Vandy goes away. I think Mississippi State's going to go away. I think Missouri ends up going away.
And then you play Missouri, so if you win that one, you'd have the head-to-head over them.
Ole Miss has a lot of tough games left in them still. A&M, they got a lot. Everyone. That's the thing. Everyone's got tough games left in them. I think that 11-7 puts us at that 4-5 line, probably 5. And I think that that 10-8 puts us at that 6, 7, 8 line, probably 6.
It's
maybe
funny.
6.
How often do we have a worse seed in conference instead of the NCAA tournament? Because I feel like if you do that, you'll probably be like a 3 or 4 seed in the actual tournament.
Yeah. But I mean, we got to keep proving that we can win these big ball games. I think if you can win your big ones at home, Oklahoma, they've got a good player. I don't think they're a good team. Texas, they've got a good player. I don't think they're a good team. If you beat those guys on the road, which is not going to be easy, you win those games on the road, you drop one to Bama, and if you can find a way to protect your home floor with wins over Auburn and Tennessee tomorrow, you're putting yourself in a spot to really finish this thing out.
Tomorrow night is massive because if you win that game and Lamont's back, Andrews keeps getting healthier, then you're starting to build onto some momentum. And that's what you need to see again, because this momentum starts rolling, you could finish fast, and that's what we want to happen.
Because then, I mean, I think if you win tomorrow, I think that you go on a run and you beat Texas and you beat Vandy at home. At Alabama, I just, you know what I mean? I don't know. Now, we once again, seem to show up in these games.
If you win both of these games, that game's almost like house money because you can beat them. You know you can beat them because you can beat anybody. But, like, if you lose at Alabama, it's not the end of the world. Just don't lose to Texas, you know?
Oklahoma's got that. I hope College Game Day's in town for Auburn. I think you can see that happening on a Saturday. That'd be a fun one. I want us to have College Game Day.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't like that we play Oklahoma on Wednesday at 9:00. Those games are just always ugly.
Is that at home or away?
Away.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I hate away 9:00 games. Ooh.
Yeah, that has ugly written all over it. But I mean, I think I want to pull up. I know that we've gotten a little sidetracked here. I want to pull up the SEC tournament bracket because I have a feeling we're going to end up playing on that Thursday. It would be so hard to get to that 4 seed with how well Florida's playing. A&M's playing really good. It's just going to be tough to do. I think
the good news is you have the tiebreaker over Florida and A&M and Tennessee right now. So just getting with close to those records, if you tie them with those head-to-heads, then you would automatically jump them.
Yeah.
That's why tomorrow is so huge, because we don't play A&M again, we'll have the tiebreaker over them. We don't play Florida again, we own the tiebreaker over them. And so owning the tiebreaker over Tennessee is massive in that scenario, because that kicks them behind us as well.
Yeah, so I think what you don't want to be that 8 seed. You don't want to play that Thursday night game. Or you don't want to be I would rather be the 5. If you're the 5, you play at around like 4:00 on Thursday. I'd rather be the 5. The 6, you play that late night game, that one that's always just, it's going to be a 10:00 Eastern time tip. And, I'd rather play an early game on Thursday if we play, but it's still all to be seen. So getting back to Tennessee, which we got to yapping. How are we going to stop this, the Milicic kid? Now, did he play the other day? Because didn't he just miss a game recently?
I think he's back, though. I don't think they have
I'll make sure that he played
injury report. But we can monitor that again tonight, because those do come out tonight.
No, he played against Oklahoma, so he's back.
Okay.
But that kid gave us problems.
Yeah,
how do we stop that guy? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, just extend the coverage on him. He was hitting shots from Narnia on us, especially a banked in 3 that helped him out a little bit too. But that kid's good. With him, just get physical and extend the defense. Don't let him shoot. He's really the only guy other than Lanier that can kill you. So I would him and Lanier, you can't let fire off threes. Everyone else, I'd say, shoot as many as you want.
Let Zakai Ziegler shoot as much as he wants to.
Mhm.
That should be your goal. And if he starts making them, but I mean,
yeah, but again, that doesn't mean let him get into the lane and shoot.
No,
like
yeah.
make him shoot 40-foot threes. Like he can, if you're going to let him get to where he wants on the court, it's just like Lamont Butler. It becomes so much easier to pass the ball for them, and they're a horrible offense. So if you let them get in the offensive flow, that allows them to score points, and it allows them to set their defense, which makes it a lot harder on us. So we can't have that. We need a lot more longer rebounds, which are technically turnovers, because we got a lot of those long rebounds and turned them into pretty much transition 3-point opportunities. Yeah. So force them to continue to chuck up threes. Don't let them get inside, and that's how you beat the Volunteers.
Yeah. I just this game, to me, for some reason, we know how important that Alabama game on the road is, and the Auburn game is going to be, and we know there's big games left on the schedule. This game tonight, I think it gives Mark Pope, or tomorrow night, it gives Mark Pope an opportunity to sweep our probably number 2 rival, who's a good team.
I'd say number 1 recently.
Well, recently for sure, but I mean, it's great in that aspect. It's going to help your overall getting back in this SEC race for one of those top 4 seeds. It's another quad 1 win for tournament seeding. This game, to me, for some reason, it feels like the really big one. It just does, because I think we can beat them.
It's a home game.
Yeah. Now I got something to throw at you. How concerned are you about the snow being bad and people struggling to get to Rupp Arena for the game?
Yeah, I thought about that earlier today. I'm a little worried about that. I am worried about it. I'm not gonna lie, because of the predictions I saw were like 5 inches. So that's not
7 too. Like I've seen 5 to 7. Like it could be crazy.
It's not going to be super safe driving elements. So it's going to be interesting to monitor seeing that, but it's Big Blue Nation at the same time. Like, as much as it can impact us, it can only impact us so much. We're still going to be out in droves, I would assume.
I hope so. Hey, seriously, if you have tickets and you right now, go sell them. Give them to a friend.
Give them away.
Find somebody that can make it to the ball game.
Not to anyone that wears that gaudy orange, though.
Yes. Don't give it to a Tennessee fan. But yeah, if you have tickets and maybe you live in a county an hour away and it's going to be a tough drive in the snow or whatever it is, or you just don't like driving in the snow, give them to somebody who will make it, because we need a good Rupp Arena crowd in this game if the Cats are going to find a way to beat Tennessee and sweep them. So, I'm concerned about that. I'll be honest. I am, because I think we need a good Rupp Arena crowd to help us pull this one off. And I think this could make it a little bit harder to have. So if you aren't using your tickets, give them to somebody. So, find somebody that'll take them. Find somebody that lives within walking distance or whatever. Find someone to give your tickets to. So any other thoughts, Carson, on the game, and we'll get into score predictions?
Yeah, it's always a special one when you're playing against the Dirty Vols. So, I think it's going to go a lot of the same way as the last game did. I think we flipped. I think I loved seeing our defense on Saturday, but the thing to me was, it was like, why couldn't we been doing this? Like, everyone was just so much more active. It seemed like a mentality thing to me, not we're magically good at defense now, So for me, it was like, we got our leader back. Now we're going to be active on the defensive end and talk and be awesome. So I think we get it done again against the Vols, and they're not going to like that at all. But I think we win 80-74. And my MVP is going to be Amari Williams, because I think he dominated their front court last game. I think he's going to do the same.
Love it. We're going to stick to what works. I think Tennessee's going to win. Those of you that are new, if you don't know what I mean by that, just check out some other videos.
The big game videos.
Big game. I'm always going to pick the other team. I think, not always, but I think Tennessee was going to win this one 73-69. It's going to be nice for them, not nice for us. I think that you're going to see another good game out of Ortega in this one. I'd love to see him take it to the rim. I think he can do it in this one. Because Lanier and some of these guys, they can't guard him. So I'd like to see Ortega take the ball to the rim. But I'm going to say I think that snow makes it tough for people to get to our arena. I think it's kind of a not as good crowd as it should be, and I think the Vols come in and get the win. So I hate to say it, but maybe I don't. We'll see. Hopefully we'll appreciate me saying it. Maybe. Any other thoughts, Carson, before we get out of here?
They low down, they dirty, they some snitches. That's all I got. Go Cats.
There you go. Appreciate y'all being here. We'll do either on Thursday or Friday. We will have our preview of the Texas game and break this down. We'll let y'all know that once again on our Twitter. Put our little Twitter up there. Up there. So because I forgot, to be honest with you, I kind of forget the handle of it. So it's Wildcats Today _ Go follow the Twitter. We let y'all know whenever we're posting and stuff like that there. Turn on the notification bell. That'll let you know as well. Really appreciate y'all stopping in. Hope everyone has a great rest of their Monday. And we will see y'all next time right here on the Wildcats Today podcast.